Wind energy.
Wind energy is very efficient between 2008 and 2012. Wind energy has provided 36.5% of all new capacity in the United States.
A single wind turbine can power 2 homes. Oh, 500.
Wind power uses virtually no water. As efficient as wind energy is, it has negative sides. Every year, it kills almost 2,000 birds, and they are killed from running into the blades. Also, local residents say they are extreme eyesores.
The rotor blades are a basic cell of the system in the simplest form. They act as barriers to the wind, and more modern blades designs go beyond the barrier method. The shaft, which is in the wind turbine, is connected to the center of the rotor. When the rotor spins, the shaft as well, and this way the rotor transfers its mechanical rotational energy into the shaft, which enters the electric generator on the other end. At its most basic, a generator is a pretty simple device. It uses properties of electromagnetic induction to produce electrical voltage, a difference in electrical charge.
In conclusion, we think that wind energy is the best alternative for fossil fuels. What do you think?
Hello, my name is John Bickerdike, and I'm a freshman in Mr. Rasmussen's integrated science class. And I believe that you should switch to wind power because the strength of wind power is not constant, and it varies from 0 to storm force. Many people see large wind turbines as unsightly structures and not pleasant and interesting to look at. The largest single turbine available today can only provide electricity for 475 houses. But I'm sure if we have a couple of those, we would have enough for probably about half Lincoln City. So.
Hi. The manufacturing and installation of wind turbine requires heavy upfront investments, both in commercial and residential applications. Wind turbines can be a threat to wildlife, for example, birds and bats. Noise is regularly reported as a problem by neighborhood homes. How wind turbines look is a legitimate concern for some people.
Wind is free, and with modern technology, it can be captured efficiently. Once the wind turbine is built, the energy is produced does not cause greenhouse gases or other pollutants. Although wind turbines can be very tall, each takes up only a small plot of land. This means that land below can still be used. This is especially the case of agriculture areas, and farming can still be continued.
Wind is one of the oldest sources of power used by man. Wind power is now primarily used to generate electricity. It's estimated that wind power will be 80% of power by 2050.
Many people find that wind farms an interesting feature of the landscape. Remote areas that are not connected to the electricity power grid can use wind turbines to produce their own supply. Wind turbines are available in a range of sizes, which means a vast range of people and businesses can use them. Single households to small towns and villages can make good use of range of wind turbines available today.
I hope we have convinced you a little bit to switch to wind power. Thank you.
Wind, a Better Resource by Liz Spellinger, Lindsey Green, and Brianna Protizzotti. How energy is created through wind. People began adapting windmills into wind turbines used for generating electricity. Wind farms, giant wind turbines, harness the kinetic energy in wind to create electricity. The process of wind produced electrical generation begins when the force of the wind pushes against the turbine's blades, causing them to rotate, creating mechanical energy spinning between 11 and 20 times per minute. Each turbine can generate a maximum 1.5 megawatts of electricity, enough to power on average more than 500 residential homes. The electricity that is generated at wind farm is sold to electricity companies that provide the electricity to people living in cities and towns. The terms wind energy or wind power describe the process by which the wind is used to generate mechanical power or electricity. Fossil fuels, a waste of money, time, and energy. It's expensive. The prices of fossil fuels have raised because of the cost of getting to it. Fossil fuels is bad for the environment, so why spend all our time and energy getting to it? Fossil fuels are non-renewable. We won't have it forever. It is going to run out sooner or later, most likely sooner.
Unlimited, unharmful, unused. Wind, unlike fossil fuels and natural gases, is renewable. Wind energy will always be around. We wouldn't ever run out. Using wind as an alternative eliminates the danger that we risk using fossil fuels because wind is not a pollutant. However, we seem to have a stray from the use of wind energy. Now, why is that? They risk turning into a benefit. Using wind energy has become increasingly harder. With wind reaching extreme speeds, the turbines don't hold up. So, is it even worth trying? Siemens Wind Power has the answer, yes. Wind, highly efficient, robust, and reliable wind turbines. Siemens has a history in delivering proven solutions on onshore, coastal, and offshore sites.
Helping our economy grow. 29,440 megawatts of wind energy are currently installed in the United States, and an additional 5,866 megawatts are under construction. Over 8,500 megawatts were installed in the U.S. in 2008, just beating out China with 6,300 megawatts. This represents a 50% increase from 2007, $17 billion investment, 44 million tons of carbon emissions avoided, equivalent of 7 million cars, and 35,000 new jobs. In conclusion, wind is a better energy resource by far. It's renewable, unharmful, helps our economy, and is less expensive. So what are we waiting for? Let's make the better decision, choose wind, a better resource.
So, wind energy by me, Wyatt, and me, Seamus, and then Ryan's not here.
Wind, the natural resource. Wind energy is clean and renewable. Wind power is currently the fastest growing source of electricity production in the world. Having wind as an alternative is a benefit with no danger that we risk using fossil fuels besides wind. Besides, wind isn't a pollutant.
Offshore wind power. Offshore wind power is referred to the construction of the wind farms in large bodies of water to generate electricity. These installations can utilize the more frequent and powerful winds that are available in these locations and have less aesthetic impact on the landscape than land-based projects. Offshore wind is steadier and stronger than on land, and offshore farms have less visual impact, but construction and maintenance costs are considerably higher.
Fossil fuels are not the right choice for energy. Fossil fuels are really harmful to the environment. Fossil fuels aren't renewable, which means there's a great big chance they're going to run out one day or another. They're also expensive. The price is raised from the cost finally getting to it.
Beneficial wind. Wind power hardly ever suffers major technical failures. Since failures of individual wind turbines have hardly any effect on overall powers, there's nothing massive to worry about it. Now it has become harder because of the speeds the wind has reached and the turbines not holding up. But with reliable wind turbines, they've shown amazing results.
Economy growth. There is enough onshore wind in America to power the country 10 times over. Wind power as an alternative to fossil fuels is plentiful, renewable, widely distributed, clean, produces no greenhouse emission during operation, and uses little land.
Conclusion. Overall, wind is a great alternative energy. It's clean, renewable, safe, non-pollutant, and better for our economy. So let's make the change. What do we have to lose?